Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Michelle from Skoblicki Scientists, and I'm here with you today to talk about how we can protect the Earth. Do you know that we celebrate Earth Day every year on April 22nd? And it's really important that we do our part to protect the Earth because it's our planet and it's so important to us. So today I'm going to teach you about 3 important things. We're going to learn how to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Can you say that with me? Reduce, reuse, recycle. So to start with, we're going to talk about some of the things we can do to reduce the amount of paper that we use. That's right. The first thing we want to think about is reducing the amount of paper that we use, because as we use more and more paper, we're cutting down trees. And can you think about it, boys? What might live in a tree? Well, my friend over here, this bird, I know that he makes his nest in the tree, and the tree is his home. How about the squirrels? Do squirrels live in the trees too? They do. So boys and girls, if we use less paper, we'll reduce the amount of trees we cut down, and we won't be destroying their habitat. So that's one simple thing we can do. Another thing we want to do is reduce the amount of water that we're using. When we save water, we're saving my friend the otter because he lives in that habitat. And the less water we're wasting, the more fresh water this guy has for his home. The other thing we need to think about is reducing the amount of trash that we're using, especially the amount that we're throwing onto the beach. So my friend the turtle here, he can be very affected by trash. For example, if people litter or throw plastic bags on the beach, and this plastic bag is floating through the water, my turtle friend might think it's a jellyfish. And what do you think he might do? Well, since he finds jellyfish tasty, he might try and swallow the plastic bag. My turtle friend would get very sick, and he might not survive. So it's important for us to reduce the amount of trash that gets into the ocean, because it can hurt our animal friends. We're going to talk about things that you can do at home. So let's take a look. Can everyone see the inside of this house? Let's take a look and see where we can help. Let's start with the bathroom. How many of you brush your teeth every day? Well, here's something so simple I want each of you to try. When you're brushing your teeth at the sink, turn the water off while you're brushing your teeth. That will help to conserve water instead of just leaving that water running. Once you're in the bathroom and you're done, we should turn off the light. Because when we turn off the lights, we're not wasting electricity. How many of you like to take a bath? If you do, you don't need to fill the bathtub all the way to the top. That will help to conserve water. Or, if you really want to try to conserve water, you might try taking a shower instead of a bath. When you take a shower, it uses less water. Should you be in there for over an hour? No, you want to take a quick shower, and that will help to conserve water too. Some easy steps that we can each take in the bathroom. Great job. Let's take a look in the bedroom. What do you guys see that you might be able to do to conserve energy here? Well, I know that if I leave the bedroom, I can turn off the lamp when I'm no longer in there. That's conserving electricity. What can we do with this stereo if we're not listening to it? That's right, we can turn it off. How many of you have a computer in your room? When you're no longer using your computer, you should also turn it off to conserve electricity. Let's take a look over here at this family in their living room. Do you see something that we can do? I do. We can certainly turn off the lamp when we're no longer in the room to conserve electricity. How about the TV? How many of you like to watch TV with your family? When you're finished watching TV, turn it off. That way we're not wasting electricity. Let's move over here to the kitchen. Do you see anything that we can do in the kitchen? I do. When we're not in the kitchen anymore, we should turn off the lights. Uh-oh, the sink is running. We're wasting water. If you've moved away from the sink, we should turn it off so that we can conserve water. Also, if you're washing the dishes, once you've filled the sink, turn the water off. Turn off the faucet so it doesn't keep running. Oh goodness, someone left the refrigerator open. Make sure once you take something out of the refrigerator, you close the door to conserve energy. So these are just different ways that we can reuse different things and recycle and conserve energy. Let's move on. Boys and girls, we're also going to talk about ways that we can reuse. That means to take something and use it again in a different way. I want to show you something really cool. The boys and girls in this school decided to reuse bottles of laundry detergent. The bottles that you use when mom or dad wash your clothes, those are these laundry detergent bottles. They decided to collect and reuse these to create a big giant caterpillar for their school playground. There are more than 900 bottles that they decided to reuse. I think it's a pretty cool idea. There are some things that you can do at home as well. Let's see what you can reuse. How many of you use a lunchbox like this, an insulated lunchbox? Instead of using a paper or a plastic bag for your lunch, you can get one of these boxes and you can use it every day over and over again. And that will reduce the amount of trash. How many of you have one of these? Great job. Does anyone know what this is? Well, instead of just using cans and bottles, we can reuse a water bottle like this for school or for sports. How many of you have one of these? That's an excellent idea. Who has gotten a beautiful gift bag for their birthday or for a holiday? Can we reuse these bags and give them back to another family member or friend? We sure can. You can even use the bows and wrapping paper again. So if you have a bag, you can reuse it. I know some of you might have boxes like this. What can we reuse this for? Well, we can store our art supplies inside. We can use crayons or markers. It's a great idea. And how about this? Who has an empty milk container or an empty juice container at home? Raise your hand if you have one. What else could I use this for? Well, I could use this to water my plants. Great job. And speaking of plants, what do you think is something else that you can do to help the environment? Well, one of the things that you could do is plant some seeds to grow more plants, flowers, and trees, because that's helpful to the environment. Raise your hand if you're going to try that at home. Excellent job. Another thing you can do is plant your own garden. That's right, you can take some seeds and you can plant a vegetable garden. So you can get outside and go out with your grown-up and plant a garden. That's a great way to help the environment, friends. We talked about things we can do to reduce and reuse, and now we're going to talk about how to recycle. Can you say that with me? Recycle. When we recycle, we can use things again in a different way. I'm going to show you what you can do. Does anyone have a special container at home where they put all of the recycling? Okay. So first, we can recycle plastic. Can you see that? So, for example, if I have a plastic bag, like from the grocery store, can I recycle it? Yes, I can put it into the recycling bin. What about if I've used up all of the soap from this plastic bottle? Can this be recycled, friends? It can. I can clean it out and place it into the plastic recycling. Great job. What else can I recycle? This is called aluminum. Can you say aluminum? Great job. So if I have something at home, like aluminum foil or an aluminum can that holds beans or corn, can it be recycled? Yes, it can also be recycled. What about glass, boys and girls? Can we recycle glass? We can. So if you have a glass jar with jelly that's empty, you can clean out that jar and recycle it. Or if you have glass bottles or a glass at home, you can also put it into the recycling bin. How about paper? Can we recycle paper? Absolutely. So if mom or dad is finished reading the newspaper, you can put it into the recycling. If you have old notebooks from school, those can be recycled as well. How about old magazines? You can put those into the recycling. And if you have paper, letters, or envelopes, you can also put those into the recycling bin. Finally, we have something called compost. Can you say that? Compost. Do you know what that is, boys and girls? That means that you can take things that would be helpful for your garden and you can put them into something called compost. So if you have some leftover carrot, you can add it. If you have some old leaves, you can use them for compost. Even an old scrap of bread, it can go into the compost. So I hope that at home, you boys and girls will begin to sort all of the items that I showed you and put them into the recycling bin. Hi boys and girls, we're back and it is time for our recycled craft. So I am so excited to get started. Let me tell you the supplies that you are going to need today to make our recycled cactus. So first, you are going to need a plastic bowl. If you were wondering, how can I recycle this bowl where we're going to be using this today for our cactus? So again, a small plastic bowl, any color that you'd like. You are also going to need, very important, 1 container of Play-Doh. And you probably have some Play-Doh lying around your house, and I'm going to suggest finding some green Play-Doh because we're going to be creating a cactus today. You are also going to have to go look in your kitchen and see if you can find some dry spaghetti, because spaghetti is going to be important when creating the spines of our cactus. And if you have some small rocks, any color around the house, and you want to add them to your cactus, you can grab a few rocks. And because this is going to be a desert cactus, if you have some little toys that you'd like to add to your cactus, like I have this little lizard friend here, but if you happen to have a lizard or a snake that you'd like to be part of your display, you can grab a little toy. And I am also going to use some tiny artificial flowers. So if you would like to add those to your cactus, you can find some of those as well. Again, it's totally up to you. And we're ready to get started, friends. So let's begin by getting our Play-Doh. We're going to get our green Play-Doh, and we're just going to take a big ball of that green Play-Doh, friends. And this is the fun part. We're going to squish it up, everybody. Take your Play-Doh and really squeeze it and roll it around your hands and get it nice and soft. Have some fun with this. How many of you out there love to play with Play-Doh? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to shape, once you've been able to roll it in your hands a bit, we're going to shape our Play-Doh like a cactus. So if you take it like me and you just roll it between your hands, And it's kind of like you're rolling out a long snake, right? And what you're going to do is, you see the shape I made? Just like this. So it's going to be a long, tall cactus. And once you've got a nice shape to your cactus, you're going to grab your bowl, friends. Okay, take your bowl. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nice Play-Doh shaped cactus and I'm going to take it in the bowl. And what I want you to do, I'll model this for you, is just take your thumb, friends, and press that Play-Doh down into your bowl like this, so that you're making a base for your cactus. So it's nice and secure to the bottom of your bowl. And again, your grown-ups can help you to do this at home. So just take your thumb and really press it down. And when you're done, you should have your cactus standing up in the bowl like this. So again, you want to press, press, press all around the base of the Play-Doh to make sure it's nice and sticky and secure to the bottom of your recycled bowl. All right, how are we all doing out there? Do we all have our cactus in our bowl? Great job. So if you've ever seen a cactus before, you know they have some sharp spines on them, right? So that's when we're going to use our, you guessed it, spaghetti. Now, our spaghetti is pretty long and it's hard because it's not cooked spaghetti. So what we're going to do is I want you to just take a piece of spaghetti and we're going to very gently break off some really tiny pieces. You see what I've got there? Some really tiny pieces of spaghetti. And just what we're going to do, I'll model this for you, is we're just going to start to stick these little tiny spines into the Play-Doh to create a cactus. Because if you've ever seen a cactus before, friends, you know that they have sharp little spines all over, right? And that's how they look. So again, I'm taking my spaghetti and I'm just breaking off very tiny pieces and I'm putting it all over my cactus. How you doing out there? All right, good. And I think we'll add some more spines to our cactus. All right. And you just keep breaking the pieces off. It's lots of fun. And all I have to do is just press each piece. Once I break it, I just take it and I'm just pushing it right gently into the Play-Doh. And it doesn't look like a blob of Play-Doh anymore, friends. It really does look just like a spiky cactus. Look at that guy. So you can see it's looking really, really good. So take your time. Now, mine looks really full. I don't know about yours, friends, but this is about 2 full pieces of dry spaghetti. And my cactus looks pretty impressive. So I would suggest using about 2 full strands of spaghetti and add those nice spikes on. Now what I'm going to do next to add a little extra, I have those rocks we talked about. Okay, just tiny rocks. And I'm going to take the tiny rocks and I'm going to press them into the base of the Play-Doh. So just all around my cactus. Okay, so I took those rocks and I just kind of placed them all around the base of my cactus so that it looks like a real authentic desert scene. And again, totally up to you, friends, but I am going to add some flowers into my cactus also. So I have some little tiny artificial flowers that I'm just poking in to my cactus. And just put a few in there. Let's see. And again, just like we did with the spaghetti, I'm just poking the little flowers in. It looks amazing. And we are almost finished with this amazing recycled craft, friends. But you know Miss Michelle loves animals, so for the finishing touch, I'm going to choose my lizard friend. You know, maybe you have a favorite snake out there, whatever you'd like to add. And again, I've saved a little spot in my Play-Doh to add my lizard. And I'm going to press him down in here with the rocks. And here you have it, boys and girls. This is an amazing recycled cactus craft. And we have used a plastic bowl and we've recycled it to make an amazing desert cactus scene. All right, so again, we've used our plastic bowl, we've used some Play-Doh and some spaghetti, some old rocks, some decorative flowers, and a little toy lizard. And boys and girls, I hope you have had a great time making your recycled cactus with me today. Boys and girls, until next time, remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Great job, everybody!